Hi, how's it going? Bob DeBoo here. Welcome to how to smooth out your walking bass lines. So, if you're newer to walking bass lines, you may have read some lines that sound something like this. And while there's nothing wrong with that, and that definitely fills the role of a walking bass line, keeping steady tempo, good sound, outlining the chord changes, we can use some chromaticism and some different concepts that we're going to talk about and practice today to smooth out our bass line and get a little bit more sophisticated approach to our note choice. So check out this walking bass line that I've written and provided here. You can click the link downstairs and get the free PDF of this. Also, by the way, if you like what we do here today, please consider liking the video and consider subscribing to Open Studio's YouTube channel as well. So here is the walking bass line that's utilizing some of the concepts we're going to practice today. Check it out, see if you like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty smooth, right? It fulfills all the roles that we're looking for in a bass line. We're hitting chord tones on beat 1, which you don't always have to do by any means, but we want to practice that and be good enough at doing that to where we can push that aside should the music call for it not to happen, or you choose not to. Let me play just another example of what we're trying to get to today with our exercises, how to smooth out bass lines. This is an example on the first A section of the standard Cherokee. So here we go. I'm not going to do it too fast because our note choice is really what we're dealing with today, okay? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This concept that we're going to practice today can be done on electric, can be done on upright, can be done on any melodic instrument, honestly. It's more of the concept of getting to goal notes on strong beats and how to effectively get there. So let's talk about that really quick. Goal notes. We're looking for the root, the third, and the fifth. Not always, but for today, that's what we're shedding. Okay, so if we're in the key of B flat, our root is B flat. If we get to the third note of the B flat major scale, or 1, 2, 3, that gives us D natural. Then we're looking for the fifth. So D is 3, E flat's 4, F is 5. So we have B flat, root, D is the third, F is the fifth. That's crucial, okay? So we have to know that. Now we need to build upon that structure and find smooth ways to get to each one of those notes. So the first concept that we're going to practice over this B flat major triad is above approaches. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a note higher than the root, the third, and the fifth, and go down or descend to that note. And where in the measure we do this is just as important as the notes that we're choosing. So again, we're trying to get to the root on beat 1, the third on beat 1, and the fifth on beat 1. If we're talking about an above approach getting to the root, let's start on the note C, which is just a whole step above B flat. And if we think about it, beats 3, 4, 1, then we can play C, B natural, B flat, and get to that B flat by beat 1, which is what our goal is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, similar concept to the third, except we're not going to play it chromatically. We're going to start on the fifth of the scale, play the fourth to the third. So try that with me. 1, 2. Great. It's simplistic, right? But it's very important to have a good concept of this. Same idea going to the fifth. But now we're going to start a whole step above the fifth, which would be the sixth, G, Try this with me. 1, 2. So just smooth. It's chromatically pulling your ears towards those goal notes, right? Let's put it all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can keep going, of course. And you can do this in other keys. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's move into the key of C natural. So our root is C, our third is E, and then our fifth is G. Okay, so if we're going to approach from above, going to C, we're going to play D, D flat, C. To get to the third, we're going to play G, F, E. To get to the fifth, we're going to start on the sixth note, A flat, G. Let's put all that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And I definitely encourage you to do this all over the instrument, whatever instrument it is you're playing. Let's move it into another key. Let's move into the key of F. Okay? Same idea. We're trying to get to F, which is the root, A, which is the third, and C, which is the fifth. So, to approach from above, we're going to play G, G flat, F, play C, B flat, A, D, D flat, C. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Keep going. Can you go up to the next? Now up to D. You can, of course, do these in reverse order too. Keep going down. Keep going. And one more. Cool. So and not just my own concept, but a general consensus is that if you know something in a few different keys at the very least, then you know it a little bit better than just knowing it in one key. So that's why we're bouncing things around a little bit here. You could also do a similar concept in minor, but with some variations. So we're not talking about that today. We're keeping everything major. Let's look at our next approach tactic, and that's coming from below. Okay, so let's go back into the key of B flat. Remember, we're going to hit root of B flat, third of D, fifth of F. Okay, this time we're always going to start a whole step below each one of these goals and play chromatically up. Okay, so if we're in B flat, what's a whole step below B flat? It's A flat, because A is a half step below B flat, and that gets us there. So we've got A flat, A, B flat, and that momentum of the chromaticism pulls your ear towards the root, just like above did. Is what you want to hear, right? Same thing going to the third, which is D. So we're going to start on C natural. And that chromatically moves you beautifully to the third. Same thing to F, which is the fifth. So now we're going to start on E flat. And then we're there, right? Let's put it all together in tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beautiful. Let's do that in our other couple keys, okay? So let's look at the key of C now. Just going to move up a whole step. So again, our root is C, the third is E, fifth is G. So a whole step below C chromatically gets you there. What's a whole step below D? Now a whole step below G, and then you're there, okay? Of course, you can keep doing this throughout the register, but let's try this in tempo, in C. 1, 2. How about up to the octave? How about going back down? Keep going. Down to the root. How about to the fifth that's below here? Yeah, so we couldn't do it, I can't do it on this bass going down to E, but what I could do is an approach from above. Right? To open that up. Let's move the same concept into the key of F. Now I don't have a low E flat here, which is a whole step below F. Again, F is our root, A is the third, C is the fifth. But I have an E flat up here, so I'm going to start on the D string. So I've got a whole step below F, E natural, and then F. I'm trying to get to the third now, so what's a whole step below A? Whole step below C? Gets me there. Try it in tempo. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Right? So each time we're hitting that root, third, or fifth, again, it's on beat 1. Doesn't always have to be. That's just what we're shedding today, okay? Okay, let's move into our next concept, which is thinking a scale step above, chromatic below. So a scale step above, if we're in the key of B flat, scale step above the root is C. So C down to B flat. E flat gets us down to the third. G gets us down to the fifth. Make sense? So C, B flat, E flat, D, G, F, right? It just leads us in a different way. Chromatic below each of those same goal notes. So A natural gets us to the root of B flat. C sharp or D flat gets us to the third, which is D natural. E natural gets us to the F, which is the fifth. So below, those are all chromatic below, right? Nothing to do with the scale. Now if we put it all together, if we're thinking scale step above mixed with a chromatic below, we'll have what's on the worksheet here. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3. Third, third, fifth. Right? And of course you can keep going. Let's try that concept in our different keys that we're shedding today. So let's move into the key of C. Okay, C, E, G, those are our goals. Always important to have those goals in mind, right? So we're going to start scale step above to our goal, chromatic below, back to the goal. Scale step above the third to the goal, which is the third, chromatic below. Scale step above the fifth, which is the sixth, or A in this case, to the goal, chromatic below. Try it in tempo with me. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Etc. You can do that throughout the range and lower than where we started too. Let's hit our other key of F. So this is in the key of F major. Again, F, A, C. Scale step above. Think about when we're hitting this too. This is beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Beat 4, 1, 2, 3. So rhythmically, it's very important to keep this in check. Okay? Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can keep going here. Great. Let's move into our next concept. So now we're going to mix and match the approaches from above with the chromatic below. Okay, so we're back into B flat. B flat's our first goal note, our first root just for now. So we're thinking our approach from above. So C, B natural, A is a chromatic below to B flat, right? Now we're going up to F, F, E flat. Now chromatic below our goal. We're not quite to our goal yet, so D flat or C sharp to D. Good. Now approach from above, so G, G flat, E natural to F. So let's put it all together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And up to the root. You can keep doing this, right? So you got it? Let's do it one more time. I'll give you one measure and then count one beat, and we'll come in on beat 2. Remember, it's always very important to keep these lined up, at least while we're practicing. You can move these in real life on the bandstand anytime, but that's what we're shedding today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beautiful. Let's move it into our key of C. All right, so you know the root, third, and fifth. We've been over this before. Now we're doing our approach from above, and then chromatic below. Approach from above, chromatic below. Approach from above, chromatic below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. drop back down. Cool. Let's move it into the key of F. F-A-C, root third fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Keep going. Keep going. Great. So again, these are exercises. It's not something to do on a bass line all the time. This is a tool to draw from for putting all together with our other concepts that we work on with walking bass lines. It's just how to smooth things out with chromaticism. Let's look now at our approach from below mixed with a scale tone above, or scale note above. So if we're in B flat, we're thinking, remember, our approach from below is A flat, A natural, and it would be B flat, except now we're going to add in a scale step above, which is C, before we get to that B flat. So we've got A flat, A, C, B flat. Where are we going next? Chromatically leading to the third. It sounds like it wants to get there, but we're going to delay it by like doing that, right? Same idea to the fifth. Scale step above is G, so it just flows, right? Sounds really good. So let's try it in tempo together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Keep going. Cool. You can go back down too if you want to. Let's move into the key of C. Same idea. I'm not going to feed it to you. I know you've got this now. You ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Keep going. Sweet. Let's do it in the key of F. So now I don't have this low E flat down here. If you do, do it down there if you like. I'm going to play it up here, starting on the D string. Same idea. This is our approaches from below, chromatically, and then scale step above. 2, 3, 4, 1. Great. That's the idea. So if you like what we're doing here too, we also do something with Open Studio called the Bass All Access Pass, which gets you access to all of the great bass courses at Open Studio. And then also we have a weekly guided practice session where we practice stuff just like this. So if you're into this, maybe consider doing that. It's a really great price, and it's a fantastic tool for getting better at the bass, which is what we're all about here at Open Studio. Let's read through now some walking examples that I have written out utilizing this concept that we've been practicing. So now let's try walking example. This is over single chords. This is letter F. Number 1. Play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our approach from below. That's approach from below. I mean from above. Right. So it's very smooth, right? Everything fits. We're hitting all the goalposts on beat 1. So let's check it out just note by note. So here's B flat. That's the root on beat 1. We don't have a pickup this time. It's just starting on beat 1. Now we're in closing. So this right here makes my ear want to hear an F. Except we're going to go up to the 6th, flat 6, down to F, scale down because we're going to a D and thinking that chromatically there. Great. Let's look at number 2. You can change these up too. That's not the only way you can do this, obviously. You can keep this infinitely going. It'd be a great thing to practice. But let's look at number 2 now. So we're hitting the root on beat 1. We're approaching from below. We're trying to get to D natural, except we're going to play a scale step above before we get there. Now here's D. Now we're approaching to F, but we're not going to get there yet. We're going to play a scale step above. Now we're approaching from above, chromatic below. Let's try it in tempo. This is walking example, single chords number 2. 2, 3, 4. Let's look at our next example, which is a walking example on a B-flat blues. I played this one earlier, but now we can maybe see it in a different light. Play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So the idea here is chromatic, or that's our approach from above. Another approach from above to get to F. Approach from below to get to the third of B flat. Now we're reaching down to the third of E flat 7. Approach, we're trying to get to the fifth of E flat 7 there. Leading to the fifth in B flat. The third of G7. Heading our way back down to F and around to B flat and finally back to the root again. So just an example of ways that we can utilize this smoothing out chromatic approach concept. Let's look at Cherokee again. All right, so try this with me. Now again, if you're looking at the worksheet, you can see the notes that are in green, those are our approaches from below. The notes that are in blue are our approaches from above heading down. And our goal notes are always on beat 1 because that's what we're shedding today. So play this example with me. This is on Cherokee. This is letter H walking example. So 1, 2, 3, go. Fifth, the root of the F minor chord. Root. Now this has there's no approach there. To the third. Third of C7, the dominant 2 chord, chromatically leading back to C. Here's the third of the 5 chord of the moment. And it's a mouthful. Finally back to B flat. Great. So these are not the only ways that you can approach chord tones, but these are the ones that make a lot of sense in walking bass lines for me today. So I hope you enjoyed practicing them with me. Keep shedding them. Let me know how you like them. If it's something you utilize in your bass lines already, take it to the next step. Make sure you can do it in every key. See how fast you can do it, over what chord changes you can do it, and push yourself. So again, my name is Bob DeBoo. Happy practicing. We'll see you next time. Peace.